Biological sex is not a two-category system. Let me describe this. So sometimes people will say people are either male or female, and I will ask them, what exactly does that mean? A lot of people will say, okay, men have an XY chromosome and women have an XX chromosome. However, there are conditions such as Turner's and Klinefelter's where that's not true. Somebody with Klinefelter's has an XXY. They generally look more masculine, but they literally have a chromosome set that is both male and female. Other people have a condition like Turner's, which is just one X chromosome. So it's like, okay, what does that? That's not your typical usual picture. So that's one way that people may not be male or female. Another way is people might not have the literal genetic coding material, like the actual instructions that they need in order to go a particular path. So people that might have an XY chromosome, but on their Y chromosome, they can be missing the genetic sequence. It's called the SRY gene, and that is what kind of codes maleness. And that can get deleted or inactivated on a Y chromosome, and so they basically can have an XY chromosome, but they do not go down the male path because they don't have that genetic sequence active. Likewise, that genetic sequence can be active on somebody with an XX chromosome. So chromosomally, they might be female, but because they have that genetic sequence, they actually differentiate and become male, at least physically appearing. So there's that level. Then there's the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland has a bunch of different enzymes that make all of our steroid hormone precursors, so our precursors to testosterone and estrogen. And there's a bunch of different enzymatic steps, and those enzymes can function at very differing rates, where somebody, again, might have chromosomally be male or female, and they might have the genetic sequence that's working that's male or female, but because of their enzyme pathways, they literally cannot make hormones that are the stereotypical male or female. And then there's the androgen and the estrogen receptors. So your hormones have to actually interact with the receptor to cause a particular signaling cascade in your cells. Okay, well, sometimes people have receptors that do not listen to the particular hormone, or they don't listen to it very well. So you could be chromosomally male, you could be, with your genes, you could be male, at the adrenal glands, you could be male, but then your receptors may not actually listen to your testosterone, even though you have a ton of testosterone in your body. So what's that? Is that male or female? What does that mean? The person will look like they're a female on the outside, but technically they're male in all these other ways. And then there's all sorts of exposures that people can get when they're in the womb that can cause them to differentiate one way or another, to form different structures. And then what do we do when the baby is born? We look at their genitals and we just say, oh, it's a male or female. And that is very unscientifically precise because it is way more gray biologically. I always like to share this with people because, you know, if the universe or God or whatever word you want to use made this much of a gradient of what it can mean to be male or female, how do we not expect that cognitively in our minds we can have that much more diversity? The conditions I was describing are intersex conditions. This is as common as natural redheads in the population, so it's not a really rare phenomenon. That is different and distinct from people that are transgender or gender non-binary. However, again, I want to impress, if God, if the universe biologically made people be that diverse, why would we expect anything different from people cognitively to be less diverse? And furthermore, nature is better when we have diversity. If you have a crop, it's all the same crop. It's more likely to get killed off from pests and microbes and drought. So diversity makes us stronger. Happy Pride, y'all.